I'm happy, glad that India is on the map, and I feel part of it in some form, and I'm very proud of that. What surprised me was in the original, it's Uncle Andrew. Even in the film that was made before, it was George Kennedy who played my part as Uncle Andrew. The day we start championing our own people is when we'll start excelling. We don't do that enough. In the Malayalam industry, in Tamil industry, you know, everybody, they really take care of each other. It's so important to do that. We don't do that. ये शादी मीडिया और मेरी हो गई है. It's like every 3 months some pap brings up this topic and says यार आज
अब तो शादी होगी.
I think अब तो होगी. उसमें मुझे बुरा लगता है यार.
A huge welcome to ETimes, and we are so happy to have you joining with us today.
Thank you. I'm really excited to actually share some notes. Yeah.
So, you've been part of several international projects and outings, but Death On became one of the most anticipated ones, and especially with YouTube comments and every movie buff rooting for you the most. If I ask on this, how do you look at this project and all the love coming in your way? Someone who's been in the industry for around 15 years now.
I'm really flattered. I'm so flattered that there are people, waiting for it. That I think people have recognized how global this particular film has become. In fact, just 2 days back, we were sitting in a British museum, dining with the entire cast, and just discussing that it's such a huge release, especially considering it's coming after the pandemic. We're releasing all over the world in some thousands and thousands of screens. So it's actually maybe my biggest release ever. But I'm happy, glad that India is on the map, and I feel part of it in some form, and I'm very proud of that. What else? Yeah, I mean, why I say this is because growing up, I was a sportsman. I was a basketball player. I used to play hockey. So मेरे dreams वो होते थे कि मुझे इंडिया को represent करना है कहीं. So I never got that jersey, but at least in my own way I can. And
as an actor, you are right now.
Small little, feeling which is nice. I wouldn't complain. But I'm really excited that people are going to watch this, and hopefully it's quite a diverse cast.
So you play the role of the bride's cousin. What was it about Andrew that attracted you the most? How did you approach him?
I was very surprised actually to begin with, because Kenneth Branagh brought me. I mean, he offered me this part, and I that's when I read the book, and what surprised me was in the original, it's Uncle Andrew. Even in the film that was made before, it was George Kennedy who played my part as Uncle Andrew. So this time it was, the age was brought down, so I could, play cousin. And so Gal's character and my character are cousins in the film. And so there's that context and history that they have. They've grown up together with the same set of parents. And so, I end up becoming her lawyer, her accountant, her sort of confidant and financial advisor. Of course, I'm also one of the major suspects in this murder that takes place on the boat. So it's a classic whodunit. I felt pretty good about being part of that, and having so the character that we made actually was from scratch, because I had to make something new and something refreshing. I suppose every actor does that with every part, but it has to be refreshing to me, to my own head, and not be boring in my own head and predictable in my own head. So I think that's something we try to do. Let's see.
So for someone who hasn't read the book, should they go watch the film first and then come back to the book?
Oh yeah, I mean, they're going to be totally two different experiences. See, if you're an Agatha Christie fan, then you're going to love the book, one way or another. But it's a classic whodunit. At the end of the day, this is also a story that is 80 years old. I mean, this was released, in 1937. It's also based in
Yeah.
1937 and the 1930s. So I don't think it's going to be very hard for someone to, be like, oh, iska plot maine figure out kar liya. No, it's
Thanks.
not. It's not just about that. It is about
Yeah.
the experience that you get. I suppose that's why I'd say the book first, because if you're an Agatha fan, you will want to follow how Hercule Poirot solves
Yeah.
his cases. It's always about Sherlock Holmes and how his brain works and how
True.
things happen. So I suppose it's in that same um,
Mm-hmm.
context. Yeah.
You have gushed so much about working on this project on your social media. So, sharing the screen space with such amazingly talented cast, what was your biggest takeaway?
Oh, just being able to share notes, because I know that we are a very talented country, and I take pride in that. And I think to be able to share notes at that global stage with everybody, it's just a nice chance
Mm-hmm.
to showcase, to just also have fun and to be able to tell stories
Yeah.
and bring my own, मतलब मेरा अपना अंदाज जिसको कहते हैं. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was new. But one of the reasons I'm gushing about it is because it's my film, and I've never really. I think I've been humbled far too long. I didn't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that, and I think everybody in my family was like, "Just shut up for once. Like, it's okay to promote
Yeah.
your own stuff, And I'm usually very skeptical about
Yeah.
marketing and whatever. I have too many questions on that, and I said, "Screw it. Let's have fun."
So, speaking of social media, while many say it helps one to boost their morale, it can be demoralizing too. And there have been
Yeah.
quite a few times you were written off as a blink and miss character in the film. So, how do
Mhm.
you look at these comments? Do you feel affected by them in a demeaning way or something?
No, I feel sad. I feel sad for people who write such comments, or even for media houses that look at something like that. There is nothing
Exactly.
like blink and miss.
True.
The day we start, and I kid you not, the day we start championing our own people is when we'll start excelling. We don't do that enough. In fact, I see it happening down south also, in the Malayalam industry, in the Tamil industry, you know, everybody, they really take care of each other. It's so
Yeah.
important to do that. We don't do that. We just don't do that. And so, of course, something like that will affect someone. I'll be lying if it doesn't affect. Of course, it makes you think like, अरे यार, मैं रगड़ रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, whatever it
इतनी
is.
मेहनत
मतलब
करके मैं वहां पे ये
हाँ भाई,
कर रहा हूँ.
तुम लोग
Yeah.
मेरे लोग हो यार, मतलब तुम मेरी वाट लगा रहे हो. तो इट्स लाइक, ठीक है,
Yeah.
चल ठीक है, तेरे को स्पाइस मिल जाएगा, कुछ एक हेडलाइन मिल जाएगी. It might maybe give you better views, but you also have to understand how fickle that is, and which is why social media does not bother me, because I know all of our lives on social media, anything can be deleted by a third person one day. Is
Yeah.
You can't have that affect you. You can't have that
True.
control you, and that's what keeps me sane. I feel like, yeah, that can't control my narrative, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, and actually, it's not blink and miss.
You have a part to
we,
play
we've
there.
never had
Yeah.
we've never had leading parts in Hollywood films. So
True.
actually, that door opened with Victoria and Abdul. That was probably the first leading part in every sense for an Indian in a major
Yeah.
Hollywood movie. And Death on the Nile, again, it's all of us leading characters in that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to take
Mm-hmm.
that blink and miss.
So, being part of the web, Bollywood and Hollywood with great projects in hand, it can be quite overwhelming too. So, as an actor, is there a pressure of consistency and staying relevant and not miss out in all these spaces? Or how do you look at it?
I think every actor is gonna feel shitty about it. Just about missing out something. It's
Yeah.
the worst feeling. It's like, oh my god, I want to do it, and I don't have
Yeah.
dates. And that happened to me right now during Kandahar. There was such a beautiful remake of one of my favorite shows happening in India, and I just couldn't do it because the dates were clashing. I couldn't do another film which is very dear to me because the dates were clashing. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's been my biggest dilemma, because half my work now is in the West and half is here. तो उसमें ना
Yeah.
बहुत चीजें बढ़ जा मैं बढ़ जाता हूँ. and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something I have to just make peace with. Um, yeah, because I also want to enjoy my life. It's not just about doing movies and next one and the next one and the next one. I'm
Yeah.
also living my life, and I want to enjoy my life, which is far bigger than just my movie career.
So, over the years, one can say your projects have mostly been about trials, errors, and success. You have deliberately taken chances, and some worked surprisingly well, and some didn't, even with a good storyline and cast. So, now, as an actor, have you become more conscious about taking risks?
I have to. Not taking risks. I still like taking risks, but I have become conscious about my next step. I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of playing a game, but because, like I said earlier, I'm short on time.
Mm-hmm.
मुझे 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 उतने ही टाइम में यहाँ भी करना है, क्योंकि एक पुरानी चुल है। अपनी
Yeah.
कहानियां सुनानी है इंडिया में, तो वो भी है, लेकिन बाहर भी जाना है। तो trying to get the best of both worlds, but one day I hope I don't have to make that choice and sort of choose one over the other.
So, we hear that Richa and you will be tying the knot soon in March or during Fukre 3 shoot. Is it
Haven't you been
confirmed?
hearing this since you were a kid?
It's been like 2-3 years now, पता है, but अभी recently आया ना, तो इसके लिए like, is it true या फिर कुछ तो confirm करो?
आई थिंक ये शादी मीडिया और मेरी हो गई है। कि एक दिन ना, ये या दैट इट्स लाइक एवरी 3 months some pap brings up this topic and says यार आज
अब तो
देखते
शादी
हैं।
होगी।
आई थिंक या अब तो होगी। उसमें मुझे बुरा लगता है यार, कि मतलब हम बेकार का we've not been you know petoing any dindoras about it. We're actually just taking our sweet time because we had a lot of projects in
Mm-hmm.
pending because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
In good time, when we will actually officially announce, मतलब बता देंगे सबको।
ओके, बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट है इसके लिए।
इतना ना हो कि बाद में जूते पड़े हम लोग को, कि अबे यार तुम 2 साल से वेट करा रहे हो, मतलब ये ना हो जाए।
Yeah.
So I'm saying I don't want to say much and commit anything. It's okay. We are very happy in our life,
Mm-hmm.
and I think people should be happy about that.
So, you guys have been together for quite some time now, and I want to know what one change that she has brought in your life and personality, and one that you affected in her.
Uh, I can't speak for her. I hope good things, but she's yeah. I mean, I'm started off being a fan of her work, so for me, it's been an enriching experience in all avenues
Mm-hmm.
and factors of life. I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
broadest way I can explain it. I will not be too
Okay.
specific. It's my personal life. I want to keep it
Yeah,
personal.
true. So, thank you so much, Ali, for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank you so much.
much. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.